Good evening, everyone. Um, I'm going to put a proposal forward. Now, it's only just a proposal, okay? This is for the people of Petra and Molyvos. Um, you know, we've we went through a lot last year. We definitely did. So this is a proposal to help us through this year. Last year, in the beginning of the year, I said, things were going to get bad, and they did, and we had people sleeping everywhere, in the harbour of Molyvos. I was down there in the spring, and not just sleeping down there because there was no proper toilet facilities, and that the smell was awful. And we have tourists eating there and everything else. And then, as the months went on, we had people sleeping outside Molyvos and in Petra in the park and everything else and down the roads. It was just really, really bad. And we really need to solve this problem somehow, because this year, all predictions are, and I really think we're going to get hit bad. I know, everyone's trying their best to stop this, but it's not going to stop. And we need to be prepared for it. So I'm going to put a couple of proposals forward. Don't start shouting and screaming and everything else. Let's think about this. Let's look at these proposals. If the proposals need changing, then let's talk about it and change it. We know, and we've been through it time and time again with the meetings inside Molyvos and that you don't want refugees in Molyvos. That's quite obvious. The damage has been quite heavy. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this out, and then let's discuss it. Discuss it amongst yourselves and everything else. And if you don't like it, throw it out. It's not a problem. But if you think we can build on these proposals, or we can do something with these proposals, then let's go ahead and do it and try and make life better for everyone in Molyvos and Petra and the tourists and everything alike. Okay, so okay, right, we've rented a hotel called the Alpes. I think most people know that, and we are fixing the Alpes up. I mean, it can never be a hotel again, because it wouldn't stand up to the regulations and everything else. And the Alpes has been empty for 7 years. So what we're trying to do is make some sort of centre, and we're going to call it the Alpes Centre, to help the refugees. Okay, the proposal I'm talking about is to stop the refugees being in the harbour of Molyvos during the tourist season, and to stop people sleeping on the streets of Molyvos and Petra. We really don't want the repeat of last year. We really don't want it. It's done so much damage, it is unbelievable. Now, a lot of people say it's my fault because I gave them water and things like this, and we can throw these things around. I can say it's your fault for the lack of responsibility and things. We can throw these things around, but it's not helping. It's not helping. So let's try and get a solution here. Right. People say we have the RIC camps. Now, last weekend, obviously, it didn't work, because last weekend they only had just over 400 people in the camp. The new RIC camp. I was asked to put up as many as I could at the Alpes Centre when we're not prepared for it. We wasn't prepared for it. I was asked at the last moment, and we got it round, and we put up, I think, 120 people for the night, rather than sleeping on the streets of Molyvos. We said, look, we're taken. you know, because if we have them sleeping on the streets of Molyvos, all hell's going to break loose. Anyway, we took the people, and we we put him up for the night. We got in big trouble for it, obviously. Anyway, the camp out there is blown down 3 times already. It is on the dirt road. When this camp was proposed back in August, I did say, you know, for the summer season, it mostly be a great idea. For the winter, definitely not. It's too dangerous. The winds are too high out there. The roads are too wet, and we don't want the publicity of losing a van load of refugees over a cliff face. You know, we have enough publicity as there is, and to have that on top, it would be horrendous. And that's why I didn't want this camp operating during the winter months. Anyway, it is operating to the best they can, but it's not good enough. We all know that. You know, even if it took 1,000 people in the summer, or 2,000 people, I don't know what the capability is. 1,500 in the summer. It's not enough. We know that. It's definitely not enough. And now they're talking about another camp even further out, levelling more land and everything else. I mean, this is a nature reserve out there, and this is a UNESCO site out here, and you know, we don't want to destroy the environment too much because of this situation, you know. So the epicenter, you know, we can help the women, the children, the men to get dry and give them medical. And when everyone is ready, we can bring in a coach, and we can send them down to Moria or Karatepe, to the camps, the main camps in Mytilene. The Alpes is on the outskirts of Molyvos. It's about 1.5–2 kilometers out. There are businesses nearby, yes, but we can help them. You know, we can help to support these businesses. And next to the Alpes is a farmer, and we've spoken to the farmer, and we said we'd put a new fence up between his farm and us. And he was quite happy for that. We put him a good fence up. We'll make sure of that one. And we have a house on the road down into the Alpes, one house, and I'm sure, you know, we can help these people with what they want, and I'm sure, you know, I would like them to be involved in the Alpes Hotel as well. But I'm sure if it comes to it, we can put a decent road outside for them and everything else, and listen to their needs and listen to their problems if they have any regarding the Alpes. Okay. We would like the Alpes Hotel to be open to everyone. And we would like to have a Greek NGO, a non-government organisation we would like to bring in to be on the board of running the Alpes Centre. Plus members of the town, obviously. I think everyone in the town should get involved in this, everyone that wants to be involved. So, I mean, it should be run to the best of our abilities. Okay, so if, you know, the Alpes is there to get people changed, get them dry, everything else when they come in on the boats, and we put them on coaches and get them down to Mytilene. Now, if it's possible, and if we all get together and ask for it, I'm pretty sure it is possible, we could put a landing stage out to sea there. So the Coast Guard could bring the refugees straight in there, with the help of the Greek lifeguards, etc. And we can bring them straight off the boats there. The Coast Guards can do their paperwork there. It's not a problem. And this will cut out Molyvos completely. Yeah, cut out the harbour so we don't have people in the harbour when we have tourists there eating. And we can look after them to help us. We can get them ready and get them sent down to Moria. Now, you know, this is a big big thing to put a landing thing out, but I'm sure if everyone gets together and we push for it, we could do it. It's not a problem, you know. And this would put the harbour back into a tourist harbour. Yeah. Now the landing stage, it's, you know, it would be a big problem to get it, but I'm pretty sure we could find the finances to put one out there. It doesn't have to be an incredible structure, you know. If we want one, we do it, you know. There is a lot of people around the world that want to help us, and I'm sure we will find the finances if we can get the permissions to put a landing stage out there, even if we put a concrete one out there or whatever, you know. And I'm sure if we got together, we would do it right. This would take it right off of Molyvos altogether. Now, as for people going into Molyvos and stuff, you know, if we had the Helpers Hotel and it was up and running and the people of Molyvos was with us and everything else, if there's a boatload of people we've missed because they come in anywhere, we all know this, then, you know, they could ring the Alpers and say, you know, we have a boat here, we can go and pick them up and we can take them back to the Alpers straight away. You know, we could divert everyone into the Alpers. We can. You know, the camps outside are still going to be needed, believe me. This is not the ultimate solution, but it will be the solution locally to stop what we had last year, stop people sleeping on the streets and everything else, and it'd be the first thing. Most of the time you mostly find the Alpers will be empty because the camps will be dealing with it. But when there's a problem like ferry strikes or we have a dignitary coming into Moria and they close everything down, and we get this backup, then the Alpers would come into its own. And when people, where the Coast Guard's rescuing the sunken boats at sea and everything else, you know, we could help the ones, you know, if there's problems on the boats and stuff, then they have to take them into Petra or Molyvos because we need the ambulances and things like that. But if it's just a normal boat, we could take them straight in, or if it's a normal boat with minor problems, because we can put a medical centre in the Alpers, we can deal with it. It's not a problem. You know, we really need to do something. We have to prepare for this holiday season. This holiday season is not going to be good. We all know that, you know. But believe me, we can do our best. And as one lot of people helping the refugees and everything else, and we can help in the town, we can do our best. And believe me, in the future, both the towns are going to be very busy. I know that, because of things, you know, this happened. But this year is going to be hard for everyone, and we have to minimise it for everyone in the town as much as we can, and everyone must try and help everyone else so we can get through. And we have to talk together as one, and we have to work together as one, because this fighting is getting no one anywhere. It really isn't. I know you don't want refugees in the town. That's quite understandable. But we need a solution. Okay, so this is a proposal. So it's up to us to talk about it and see if we can sort something out before the season starts. Okay, and plus, you know, we need some positive stuff going on here for all of us to bring tourists in, and we have a lot of people that have been here now, and we can really focus on filling planes up and getting planes here, and we can really do that. Okay, you know, last year, where the Alpers is situated, last year we had so many boats coming on this beach. The Alpers, it can't be used for tourists, as I said, because it's not up to regulations and stuff, but it can be used as a place we can look after people for a few hours. We put them on coaches. The coaches can come in quite close to the Alpers, so we can put them on coaches and get them down to Moria. Now, at the moment, you know, as I say, we've got these camps out here and everything else. I mean, I've heard so much, and there's so many problems and everything else, and the two camps out there in the summer can deal with the people coming in on the beaches there. The problem at the moment, but it's winter time, so it doesn't matter too much, but in the summer it would matter, is bringing them from the camps out to Eftelu, where we have the buses waiting. They're bringing them out on minibus, and this is causing hell out there, and this will destroy the hot springs, because you're not going to have parking down there. There's going to be same as we had this year. It's just going to destroy the hot springs, and the hot springs is a very important part of Molyvos. It's a very important part of Eftelu. And there's things like this we have to sort out. The camps are going to work in the summer very well, but I think the people they're coming on those beaches in the middle can go to the camps, but then we have to figure out a way of getting them out of the camps without having the problems we have here in Eftelu, and without bringing all the coaches out through Molyvos. Maybe we can take them up through Lepetamos, I don't know. But that's something that we really need to get our heads around now to solve that problem. The boats coming in on the Eftelu beaches and stuff, we can pick them up straight away and take them straight in the Alpes. We can get them changed, everything else, get the coaches up when we're ready, and we can move them out from there. We can just put them on the coaches and get them straight down to Moria. And as I said before, if any boats come in Petra or along in Molyvos or places like that, we can pick them up, take them back to the Alpes, get them ready for the coaches and get them out that way. As I say, this is just a proposal. And I think it could work. We have hotels here where the boats come in on the hotels. We have the Hellenic lifeguards here. We have Spiros and Manya down on the beaches there. I think we could divert the boats away from those hotels, so the refugees don't have to walk through the hotels, and we don't need to pick the people up from outside the hotels on the buses. I think this is only a proposal, and this is not going to happen 100%, believe me, because everything's moving, everything's going round. We're going to have boats coming in which we miss and things like that. But when they come in, if we're informed, I'm sure we can pick them up and bring them back to the Alpes. Boats coming in on hotel beaches and stuff, we can try and divert straight away and bring them into the Alpes. The Alpes beaches we can look after. We can keep them clean with the volunteers and that. And I'm pretty sure the tourists, knowing that the refugees are being looked after well, will enjoy their holiday. I'm pretty sure they'll enjoy their holiday a lot more, rather than seeing them sleeping on roads, rather than seeing them doing their business in the harbour when they're trying to eat their food, the tourists. Anyway, this is just a proposal. Talk about it, see what you think. And if we can pull it off, I'm pretty sure it'll work. I really am pretty sure it'll work. What I will do, the pieces of paper I got here, these are just a guide for me when I'm speaking. But what I will do, I'll try and get these pieces of paper, we'll get them typed out, put it on the internet, get them translated, and we'll put them on Facebook so everyone can read them. And talk amongst yourself and see what's what. And maybe, the town will say, okay, let's think about this one. It could work. And then we can talk about it and everything else. But the Alpes, I think, would work like that. And I think if everyone was involved, and the Alpes is open to everyone, if all the locals were involved, I mean the ladies associations and stuff can come and help. They can help the children and stuff when they're coming in and things like this. And we can talk amongst ourselves and solve the problems amongst ourselves. I personally think it could work. I really do. I know everyone's trying to push everything into these RIC camps, but this is not working. Quite obviously not working. And they won't be capable to take the amount of people we had last year. And I think this year might be a lot worse. So, talk about it. Let's get our act together and see if we can solve the problem. And if anyone has any other ideas, let's get it together, because we need to solve it now before the tourist season starts. If anyone's got any ideas, put it on the table and let's everyone talk about it and see if we can solve it that way. I know people are saying push them into Petra and that, but the people in Petra don't want them. The army camp in Petra, that's a good idea as well. But again, everything has to come through. And the people last year, you could see what they've done. They didn't want them in Petra. They barricaded the army barracks and things like that. But again, if you had the army barracks, they still have to come into Molyvos harbour. And we still have the same problem. But I think if everyone sat around the table and talked about it sensibly, I'm sure we can come up with a solution that will work for everyone. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Okay, all the best, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye.